Hey you guys, thank you so much for tuning in and welcome to my channel. I wanted to review two of the Huda Beauty Obsessions eyeshadow palette. These are brand new launches from Huda Beauty. I think these are for fall. I think she's coming out with like a larger palette for holiday or spring. I'm not sure, but you have four of these palettes. You have actually five, I think. You have orange or yellow, something like that, and then you have a red called Ruby Obsessions, and you have the Amethyst Obsession, you have the Sapphire, and then you also have an Emerald Obsession palette, which is just, as you probably guessed, it's a green palette. So the green just did not appeal to me on any level. It just, I don't know, it was just weird looking, and but the amethyst and the sapphire, I knew one when I looked at the sapphire, I knew I had to have it. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful looking. And then the amethyst, of course, it's just lots and lots of purples. And then the ruby, I just was like, okay, let me just see how these two palettes are, because with Huda it's just kind of hit or miss many times. So I wanted to buy these and see how they were performing and how and all the stuff, and then maybe if I'm really liking it, I'll go on and buy the ruby. We'll see. But anyways, these retail for $27, and the both the palettes are, I think her Obsessions palette, these tiny ones are actually called Obsessions palette, all of them. So they are made in China. They didn't really come in a box. They just had, it just came like with a plastic slide kind of thing, just to maybe protect the actual surface before the consumer gets it, buys it. So yeah, there's no really a box or anything. It says Huda Beauty, says Sapphire Obsessions, and it has a list of ingredients in the back, and it says made in China. What else? I think that's all we have. Peel, wait, it's, I think this is not the entire list of ingredients here. It says peel here, ingredient list continued. So once you peel this sticker off, I think you, there is also like list of ingredients that is not here. So it's a long list of ingredients. Same here, same with the amethyst as well. It has a list of ingredients, and then it says peel here, ingredient list continued. So yeah, it's the same. So let's get into the swatches, and then I'll tell you guys how it performed. Now this does, I think, is Huda cruelty free? I think it is. I'm not entirely sure, but it's not written on this palette about being cruelty free. So let's, there are no names, so let's just swatch the top row. This is the top row. So as you can see, not a lot of pigment. It's pretty, it's just, it's okay. So that is a dark blue. Hang on, where are my wipes? I'm just struggling without wipes. There you go. I've found it, found it. And then the second row is, sorry, second shade in the first row is like a, I don't know guys, they're all blue, so just, they're all distinct though, so you guys can see what each blue is. Like a cobalt, yeah, I think that's what it is, like a cobalt blue. It's a metallic, and it's smooth when you use your finger, that is. And then you have like a beautiful teal color, which actually leans more green almost, if you ask me, than blue. It leans more green, which actually complements this blue sapphire palette. I feel it really complements it beautifully. That's why the teal pops in the midst of all the blues, I think, because it leans more, a little bit more green. It's a beautiful color, again, very, very smooth. Then second row, we have this blue, like a aqua blue kind of matte. Hang on, what's that? I actually have something over there. I think I swatched a black shadow before there, and it's just left a stain. Let's try that once again. This is a good eyeshadow actually. This aqua blue has good pigmentation. It blends well. That's a good matte color. And then we have the center shade is like more, these two are more foiled. This one is more glittery color. This is like a black base with turquoise glitter. That's why it's so vibrant, because it has a turquoise. Did I say turquoise? Turquoise glitters. Wow. Yeah, so that is a must. You have to use your finger for that. And then you have like a silver. I know it just looks like a silver, but it has like gold and whatnot in it, gold glitter or something like that. It has gold glitter, absolutely. It has gold and silver glitters in it. And then let's do the last row, which is this like a lime green color, which is so bad in pigmentation. Just pathetic, guys. That's just pathetic. Why is color, if I mean, you know for a fact that this is not a good color, so why is it even in the palette? Why are you selling it, you know? I know my skin is not primed, it's not prepped, it's not moisturized, but still, even with a primer underneath, it's not a huge improvement. I'm telling you, there is improvement, but it's not a significant improvement, you know? It's not a huge improvement. And then you have this like a cobalt blue. Again, that is again not that pigmented, you guys. As you can see, it's just not that good. Needs building out absolutely, and can benefit a lot from a primer. I mean, so much from a primer. And then finally is this sea blue. It's a beautiful blue, you guys. So beautiful. I'm very happy that the shimmers are so different. You know, this is like a cobalt, this is like a baby blue, like a bright blue in the steel, and then there's a turquoise. So the shimmers, although they're all blue, they're all so different. I'm very happy about that. Oh, by the way, it does come with a mirror. So those are the Obsession palette swatches. And once I finish the swatches, I'll talk about the formula. Let's just finish with the swatches. This is the Amethyst palette, full of purples. Let's start from the top row. Hang on, I'm just drying my fingers. So this is like a metallic shade. It's more like a plum, pinkish plum, to be honest. I think there's a color like this in Lila palette. Yeah, I'm certain there's a color like this in the Lila palette from Natasha Denona. Yeah, absolutely. And then there's this plum, like a deep plum, deep burgundy plum, but it's pretty vibrant actually. It's a bright color, and it's very chunky, to be honest. Even like in the palette, I don't know if you can see, it's like chunks, and even with the finger it's not that smooth. So I'm thinking you really need to pat it and use like a glitter glue, something that like in a strong adhesive kind of a base, you know. But that is a stunning color, you guys. So beautiful, so unique. I think the she's in the parties, is that what it's called, from Melt? There's like a very dark metallic color. This is very similar to that, very similar to that. And then there's this color, which is like plum pink color, which again will benefit a whole lot from a primer, but it's okay. It's a good color. It's not terrible. It's now you can see two pinks. This is a darker version and this is a lighter version. To be honest, they are different, but when you use both in conjunction with each other, you don't really see a unique or a distinct difference. This is a baby pink and this is like a darker, like as I said, like a plum pink. But this, like, if you use it separately, you can see this is like quite lighter, and this has like a almost whitish aspect to it, white base aspect to it, but this is more darker. So this is a beautiful eggplant kind of a color, which is just this needs a primer, guys. Again, this needs a primer. It needs a primer, absolutely. It needs something to stick on. Now, for example, if you use like a transition shade, which kind of also moves to the actual crease area, right? Transition color is something you use above the crease, but sometimes it also moves into the crease. So when you have matte eyeshadow, like a transition shade in your crease already, and you use this very dark color in the crease, kind of doesn't like deposit color properly because you already have a matte color. But if you just apply an eyeshadow primer and just go in with this, it clings on like really beautifully. But if you have something like set already, or you have already a matte eyeshadow there, it's having some problems with adhering well with your skin. Like I said, it's a mediocre matte formula. It's not like absolutely amazing. Again, I think this is very similar to the She's in the Party stack from Melt Cosmetics. There's a very deep burgundy purple. This again is so reminiscent of that color. But that shade, I think it's called She's in Parties. That shade is called She's in Parties. It's like the best. So far I've used, it is the best. It's like amazing formula. And this is a center shade. It's like really, really pigmented. Let's get rid of this Swatch. Very, very pigmented when you apply your fingers, of course, and then also it has chunky glitter. It's like pink to purple, the regular pink to purple kind of thing, metallic eyeshadow. And then this is a stunning purple, so beautiful. Again, I think now that I'm swatching, I think there are a lot of dupes for the Lila palette in this palette, you guys. I don't know why it did not occur to me earlier. But yeah, Lila palette and the Melt She's in the Party stack, there are some colors. Absolutely. I think we have something like this. But I think the Lila palette purple is more bluish. It's more bluish. That is a very, very unique purple. Then this is a baby pink. You can tell, right? This is darker and this is more lighter. I don't know. And then this again is like a pink with some strong reflect. It's pretty metallic, you guys. As you can see, it's pretty foiled. And then finally, we have a beautiful duochrome pink to purple shift. Blue to pink, I think. Yeah, blue to like a fuchsia shift. This is like a very popular duochrome in lipsticks. This pink with blue shimmer. So those are the two swatches with the two palettes. So yeah, 9 eyeshadows per each. So we have 18 swatches. So those are the swatches, you guys. So let's break it down with respect to mattes and shimmers, because the formula on both is kind of like the same. Mattes, they are mediocre, you guys. I wouldn't say they are A+. I would consider the mattes as, I would give it like a 5 out of 10, because, well, you can make it work with a primer, obviously, and then they don't like blend themselves. There's a little bit of blending work that needs to be done, but they do blend, but it's not like flawless and just amazing mattes. There's room for improvement with respect to mattes. That being said, the metallics, you have to use your finger. There's no other go. You have to use your finger. But in case you are so bent on using your brush, where is the eyeshadow brush? Hang on. You can just dig a little bit of product out. You can just be a little bit rough with your eyeshadows. You can just, hang on. What am I doing? You can just dig a little bit out like this. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm just take a little bit out and then just apply it Just try to get it on the brush like that, just doing opposite motions, and let's see how much product you get. There you go. Do you see? If you do that, it works well. And this is without any kind of moisturization, any priming, nothing. But if you just go in with, hang on, sorry about the blinding. We just go in like this, just like the regular way you would do. This just not good. Do you see the difference? I think we all know this technique, digging a little bit out of the palette with a brush, just scraping a little bit, scraping just the tiniest little bit amount of the eyeshadow and just picking it up in the brush. That works on all of the metallics across the board with both the eyeshadow palettes. So that is actually a very great alternative to not using your fingers. So it's not impossible to you, but it's not like if you hate to use your fingers, you shouldn't buy these palettes, because like I said, I just showed you guys some really good pigmentation on par with finger pigmentation, so finger swatches, sorry. So you can absolutely scrape a little bit off with a like a stiff flat brush and just pick it up and just apply it on your eyes. It works very well. So the metallics are the highlight, guys, with both eyeshadow palettes, because they are some beautiful colors. Especially with the Sapphire, they're all blues, but they are so different. And I feel you can also create like a green shade. I mixed this and the teal to create like a green shade. Let me just quickly show it to you. This is the blue. Let me just mix the teal. A beautiful, oh, I'm sorry for that reflection. Do you see that green? It's just turned into like a teal green from a teal blue. I don't know, I just love that you can mix the colors and they're also foiled. Yes, the downside is if you just pick it up with your brush, it's not going to work. Just scrape the tiniest bit with your brush and then pick it up and apply it. It works beautifully. Mattes, there are some serious room for improvement, and this chartreuse or lime green color, it's just a complete waste. I don't even know what it's doing in this palette. Just considering that this is here, this shadow, the fact that I'm paying for the shadow is a ripoff. That's how bad it is. It makes me think, what is this? Is this a toy makeup? You know, because these palettes are sold at Sephora, and having such a bad okay, I'm just showing the swatches, but I'm not referring to this palette, but just bad, just pathetic, just really bad. That's very disappointing in this day and age where there are so much competition and so much saturation in the market. We have come to the point where color selection and creativity with the color story in each palette, that is what really matters at this point. Consumers are looking for color stories than these are like basic things like blending and pigmentation. If like these are like basic bare necessities, you know, as Baloo puts it. From, if you don't know who Baloo is, it's from Jungle Book. So yeah, but otherwise, besides this color, with the rest I'm very happy. This just makes me mad because I don't know. So and as for this, as I said, this one needs some base, like sticky base to cling on to, but otherwise all of the shadows really performed well, you guys. As I said, both mattes do have, they are a little bit on the weaker side, but they're not terrible. Metallics, absolutely, I am in love with the metallics. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys found this video useful and entertaining and informative. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked watching it, and if you stayed with me to the end, thank you so much. It makes me feel very special, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye bye.